The international break is on right now. And let's be honest, the most entertaining thing that has happened so far is the reaction of Manchester United fans of Onana going on loan to Trabzonspor, bro. Why is the international break so boring? Let me just ask you this. How many international games have you watched so far? 0? Yeah, me too, bro. Me too. There is numerous problems with the international break. But firstly, we have to go back a little bit. Just 4 weeks ago, club football finally returned and it didn't disappoint. Let's be honest, we were all so excited. Top 5 leagues all active, Liverpool thriller games, Real Madrid and Barcelona once again fighting for the title, and Bayer Leverkusen sacking Ten Hag after 2 games in the league. Bro actually got sacked after 2 games. He lasted 60 days. But then it all stopped just for Wales to play Kazakhstan. And many more games that almost no fans are watching because there is literally no interest. Which brings me to my first problem. 0 stakes equals 0 excitement. This has to be one of the main reasons why it is so boring to watch some of these games. There is no excitement, there is nothing on the line. The storylines are always the same. And let's be honest, the bigger teams, the bigger countries, Argentina, England, Brazil, Spain, France, they always qualify. With some exceptions, obviously. Italy. Okay, don't kill me, Italy fans, we are good. But let's be honest, guys, we don't get many of these upsets anyways on the biggest stage of international football. They don't happen that often, and that's why it creates 0 excitement. And also, if you're from smaller countries like Moldova or South Sudan, for example, you already know you're cooked in the qualifiers. So there is no point in watching. You're gonna lose 7-0, then next time you're gonna lose 5-0. Why would I watch that? And you already know your team is not qualifying. Unfortunately, it is how it is. Then we have the countries in the middle. Like my country, Czech Republic, and our neighbors, Slovakia. You always have a little bit of hope. But in the end, they always disappoint on the biggest stage. And that's why these games have no excitement as well. I'm watching my home country beat Albania 3-0, but then 2 days later, I'm getting fried 5-1 against Croatia. So what is the point? And there is 1 spot in the European qualifiers. Then you go to the playoffs. So why would I even turn on the qualifiers when I could just wait for the playoffs? Slovakia, for example, even beat Germany just 2 days ago. But did anyone really care? I don't think so. Some hype on Twitter, they laughed at Germany, but Germany doesn't even care. Everybody knows they're going to qualify to the World Cup. They're going to top the group. It is unfortunate, but that's how it works. So you could genuinely say, top countries doesn't care, middle countries doesn't care, and the small countries don't care either. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And why would they turn on these matches when it either ends 7-0 or they get some hope and then they lose against the biggest countries? I don't know. Spain fan says to himself, why would I watch the qualifier? I'm gonna qualify anyways. Me, as a Czech Republic fan, why would I watch the qualifiers? There is a huge team in my group and we got beat 5-1 by Croatia. So I'd rather just wait for the playoffs anyway. And then there's the Moldovan and South Sudan fans. No! The second problem that we have is injuries and fatigue. And let me just tell you, this is where fans and clubs have the biggest problem with these games. Just days ago, unfortunately, Ousmane Dembélé, one of the best players in the world, got injured on international break. And PSG fans were furious. He didn't even need to play. He wasn't meant to play that game. He didn't need to play. Why would he play this game? France is gonna qualify anyways. And he got injured. Oh my... Okay, guys, I'm just making a voiceover for this video. And Desiree Doué got injured as well. The same type of injury as Ousmane Dembélé. This is the worst that could have happened, man. I'm just making this video and I got a notification on my phone. Desiree Doué and Dembélé both injured, out for a month. Wow. And let me tell you, the most frustration comes from the fans. You're just scared. You're just scared for your best player. And when I see Fede Valverde, my club player, playing 90 minutes after he played 75 games last season and Bielsa doesn't sub him, I'm a bit shaky. I'm gonna be honest. So let me ask you this, guys. Would you rather your player fake an injury, by the way, that happens a lot these days. Would you rather that, and he didn't go on international break, and he kept fit for the league and didn't play these games that don't really matter for the top countries? I'm not saying that these players that want to play international break, that they can. It's their fault if they get injured. But would you rather your player, your best player, fake an injury and don't go there? Before we get to the next problem, thank you so much if you're watching up until this point. And please, like and subscribe, because over 60% of you watching these videos are not subscribed. So please do. Let's get back to the video. Travel times and time zones are just insane for international football. Some players literally travel across the world in 72 hours. And that puts so much strain on their bodies that some of the matches just look a bit sluggish, a bit tiring. But let's be honest, man. They're professionals. They earn millions and millions of pounds, euros. They should be able to put up with these times. But the main issue here is the time itself, the time zones. How am I going to watch an Argentina versus Brazil game, which I would watch that game, but when I have school or work or something the next day, you're basically cooked in Europe. And the same goes for South Americans if they want to watch a Europe game. It's either too early or too late. So I can't watch a 3 a.m. game. So some of these games also don't have that much of a hype because the whole world just can't be watching. It's impossible. Unfortunately, we can't fix time zones, so you cannot repair that or fix them, but it definitely puts some of the hype in the bin for international games. Unfortunately, it is true. And this is, of course, a problem for club games as well, but you could say genuinely some people, and most people actually in football, feel more connected to their club because they play more, they have more at stakes at all times. They see every league game, every cup game, and they feel more connected. So the Asians, Australians, they get up at insane times to watch Barcelona, Liverpool, Madrid, Bayern Munich. And you could just say they don't care about their country that much because, let's be honest, what is Australia gonna win on the biggest stage? We cannot fix that though. This is not a fault of the FIFA games or the international break. This is just one problem that you cannot fix, but it is a problem. And that's why I think the international break is so boring for so many people. There is no excitement, nothing on the line, players get injured, they get fatigued, and let's be honest, the time zones, they don't help either. My takeaway from this is that this is the same as life, our normal life. If you wouldn't go through these boring and tough parts, you wouldn't really enjoy the good and best parts. For example, the World Cup. Let me know down below if you agree with me, and please like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.